Good morning, Facebook. It's Shelly Frey, Psychic Medium. I'm sorry the quality is terrible. You can barely see me, I'm thinking, but I am at a hotel in Winchester, Virginia today, about to do readings. And I just wanted to do a quick video just to shout out and say good morning to everybody, tell you what's been going on. Whew, it's been busy. We are in Columbia, Maryland in 2 weeks. Listen, guys, if you live anywhere close to Columbia, Maryland, you may want to get in there. Typically that area is sold out pretty quick, and for whatever reason we have a couple spots left, and even if it's a 2-3 hour drive for you, trust me, it's worth it. You know, a lot of times people say, well, that's too far. I don't want to drive that far. That's too early in the morning, because what we do start early. These are personal readings. These are you getting to sit down with me and either talk to your spirit guides about your life, career, love, family, health, or your loved ones that are past. It's like a visit. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I could talk to my pap, I'd get up at 3 a.m. and drive 5 hours. So I'm just saying, you know, that's something I've been hearing a lot. Another thing I've been hearing a lot about, people are confused about psychic versus medium. I'm a psychic medium, meaning I have the ability to connect with spirit guides and past loved ones. What does that mean? Spirit guides are people, energies that are in another dimension that give you those gut feelings. They guide you through your life. You have teams, armies of them. You don't know them personally, but they are there to kind of guide you through, give you intuitive thoughts. You know, sometimes you know someone's going to call, then they do. You know, sometimes you just have a feeling not to take this job versus that job. Those are spirit guides. So when you do a psychic reading with me, those spirit guides answer questions about your life. They can tell you anything. They might talk about your health, your career, your love life, family life, you know, things like that. They won't tell you when you're going to pass. And I always ask people, is it okay to tell you everything? Because if it's not, I kind of make my own judgment, which is better, which isn't. Cheryl, oh, you're coming today. Good. I can't wait to see you either. That's awesome. So anyway, that's kind of more, people sometimes just need guidance about their past. They have specific questions. Who's my birth father? Where are my missing relatives? How did my great-grandfather die? Those are all spirit guide questions. So what's a medium? Well, a medium is someone who can connect with past loved ones. I do that as well. So if someone passes and, you know, they come through in a reading, which they can't control it and neither can I, it's completely random, but if they come through, they may tell you whatever they can get me to say easily to prove to you who they are. So they may say, you know, when I was 11 years old, I lost my finger in a boating accident. You know, just crazy off the wall stuff. Stuff that no, you can't Google, wouldn't be found on social media. You know, yeah, they may give you some things like their name, their birth date, and you might think, well, that could be research. But they're always, almost always at least, going to give you something that cannot be easily looked up. Linda's asking where I'm located. This is funny. I get this question a lot. I'm not really located because I don't have an office. I travel for readings and I do phone readings. Phone readings are just as good as in-person readings. I don't know why people think they're not. I use energy. So it doesn't matter if I'm sitting with you in person or on the phone, the energy is just as strong. So with that being said, you can schedule phone readings and sit in your own house in your comfortable clothes where your loved ones are the strongest or your guides are the strongest with you and connect. Or if you want me to come to your area, you need a few people or you pay the fee for a few people. And I will pretty much go anywhere. The fee goes up the farther I have to go, obviously, the longer time it takes to get there. Do I need plane tickets? You know, stuff like that. So pretty much I'll go anywhere. When someone has already scheduled me to an area, those areas are always listed on my Facebook page and on the website because I go to the hotel in that area and I'll do back-to-back private readings. So it's not a show. There's not an audience. If there is, I will notate this is a show, this is an audience, you know, because you might not get a reading in those shows. I don't do those very rarely. I prefer the one-on-one personal back-to-back readings at a hotel because, believe her, I was a big skeptic, real love. Aw, I love you too, Andrea. Thank you. So that's kind of the difference in how you can get me to your area. If you're in Hawaii, obviously the expense of me just taking the time to go to Hawaii is time I can't be in the office doing my readings. So it's going to be very expensive. I'm not even going to lie. So you're better off to either do a phone reading or make sure, you know, you have 10, 15, 20 people wanting readings. That's kind of how it works. And the only way to get those breakdown of those fees to get me to you and all of that, because the fees vary based on that location. Even phone readings, the fees change based on weekend or daytime, is to call or text my husband John, who handles all that. 717-816-1258. That's him waving in the background. Or you can go to the website, which is shellyfrey.com. Do I ever come to Staten Island? Well, again, it's kind of hard to say, do I ever? I go where I'm scheduled that year. And so somebody would have had to call me up from Staten Island and say, hey, I have a group of people that want readings. Can you come to our area? I go to the area, stay at a hotel. They come, their little group, and they either do their readings together or separate. And then I also let people know, hey, I'm going to be there, and other people come. So yes, I have in the past. Yes, I would. I don't know what's on the schedule right now because I don't handle it, but it is on the Facebook page. If you go look at the page, it'll show all the areas that someone scheduled me in. So in order for me to come to an area, someone has to have a group of people and request me there, if that makes sense. Okay. So hopefully that kind of answers the difference between the whole psychic thing versus a medium. Not a lot of psychics are mediums and mediums are psychics, but everyone's different, and I do both. I am both. So that's the difference between the two. You're welcome, Kim. Okay. Good morning, Jennifer. So that's a couple of the questions I get. The next question I get the most often is usually about time. People are so stuck on this time thing. Okay. So imagine, if you will, if you went to, let's say, a hair salon or a nail salon, and you wanted them to charge based on how long it was going to take them to do your hair or nails. Is that not crazy? It's not based on time, because, and here's why, it's based on quality and validation. And, I could spend an hour telling you you're going to travel, and someday you're going to get sick. Well, no crap, right? Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Bobby says he was skeptic. I'm the real deal. She's good. Thank you. That means a lot to me. For real. Because people need to know that, because there's so many frauds out there. Anyway, so that's why I don't understand. I know a lot, probably the majority of psychics and mediums do base it on time. I can't see a legitimate, honest way to do that. Because if you're talking to loved ones that are passed and your half hour's up, am I going to be like, looking at my watch, 30 minutes, gotta go, Grandpa? No, of course not. That's just rude. And if I lose the connection with your grandpa and it's only been 30 minutes, am I going to sit there because you have an hour reading and pretend like he's there and make up a bunch of crap? No. So I don't know how, legitimate and honestly, I could possibly put a time on these readings, and I wouldn't do that to you. It's not right. Even with the spirit guides, I can hold those typically longer. They're a stronger energy than your loved ones. But an average reading, there is no such thing. I've had them as small as 15 minutes and be the best reading the person's ever had in their lives. I've had them be as much as 2.5, 3 hours, and they're everywhere in between. And it's because it's based on the energy and the connection at that moment. You could do a reading every month, and every month it's different. And for those of you, oh, Linda says first time. Welcome, Linda. Welcome to the page. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the group. So that's kind of why I don't time them. I know that's a big question. John gets that a lot. How long is this for? Well, it's not really a time frame. I'm going to hold that energy as long as I can. I'm going to make sure that you have no questions when you walk out of here, as much as I can. I'm going to try to get you the best validation you've ever gotten in a reading, as much as I can. It's not a science. I'm not God. The cost for a reading, someone's asking, I just explained there's different fees for different kinds of readings. And I have had issues before because I'll put a fee for like the readings in Winchester this weekend, but somebody was looking for a phone reading and thinks it's a different price. So I don't even post them on here. They're on the website, which is shellyfrey.com. The fastest way ever to get any questions answered, schedule an appointment, get the fees, is to text my husband, John. Because he really handles all that. I do the readings, he does the rest. He does the hard part. So it's 717-816-1258. You can text or call him.
Really? I do the hard
Can you
part.
just go? See what I deal with? So anyway, you can call. Oh, you're in Winchester at work. Sorry, Nicole. I'm here tomorrow too. I don't know if there's any spots left. You'd have to text him. But anyway, the fees, to get the fees, you have to text him, because they are different. And it's so much to explain on Facebook, because if you're in Hawaii, the fee's different than if you're in New York. And if you're going to do a reading on a Monday morning, the fee's different than on a Saturday morning. I mean, it's just all over the place. Aloha. Hi, Lori. You're the bomb. Oh, I think you're the bomb. I love you guys so much. I don't know if I show enough gratitude, and I don't want to get choked up. So when I do these readings, I have these guides protect me, because if they didn't, and these are my guides, we all have armies of guides, we all do, and I get as many of yours as I can when I'm doing a reading with you, but I have my own guides, and I try to connect with them and use them to help me stay grounded, stay safe, protect me from negative energy coming through, all that stuff. And so they protect me from getting emotional, because it is not easy talking to a mom who lost her child, a dad who lost his child, a daughter who lost her mother, especially these tragic passings, drug overdoses, murders. I mean, it is not easy. So I told you you got signs yesterday. You did. I'm glad, Helen. I'm glad, because they do signs. Sometimes they're so subtle and people think they're not getting them, and they're always giving signs. But anyway, I'm sorry I got sidetracked. Thanks, Helen. Anyway, so for me, it's like I can't get emotional or you would never get your messages. So they protect me, but at the end of the day, my family will tell you I shut down. I'm quiet. I don't talk. I'm not myself. I cry a lot. I'm angry. And moods go all over the place. And I try really hard to stabilize that and protect myself and things. And I've learned over the years to do it more. But that's why during a reading, a lot of times you'll notice I don't get emotional, because I'm trying to block it. So when you guys come on here and say all the stuff you're saying, I love you too, Mel. When you guys come on here and say all this stuff about how, you appreciate that I'm real and I'm honest, and that, a lot of times I lose clients over being real and honest. I know you guys who follow me know that, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say, you're going to travel when the moon rises in this planet and all this crap. That's not me. That's not how I get the information. I'm not saying there aren't people that really study that stuff and believe it, and some of it's true. I just don't do it. For me, this is automatic. Whatever comes in my head comes out my mouth, and that's it. I don't use props. I don't use tarot cards. I'm not studying your planet based on your birthday. You don't have to bring a picture. It's great if you do. I'm sure that helps your own energy with your loved one or your guides, but I don't need that stuff. But at the same time, I'm not going to sugarcoat things and puff them to make you feel like you had an hour-long reading or 2-hour reading, when really, what did I really tell you? Do you see what I mean? So I do it way different than you're probably used to. Bad day for you? I'm so sorry, Janet. She's asking if anyone's coming through. No. And here's why. I've finally done this long enough and learned 99.9% of the time I block it. The only time I'm getting stuff is if I'm trying, if I'm connecting, if I'm throwing that energy out there to get the stuff. Otherwise, I get nothing, and that's a good thing. That's why it kills me when people say, well, you're psychic. Shouldn't you know that? What is this misconception that psychics just know things? I don't understand where that comes from. Are there times when I just know what's going to happen on a TV show before it happens, or who's going to call before they call, or some things in the world that are going to happen, they're like premonitions? Of course. But it's not regular. It's not every day, all day, and I don't know everything. And anyone who tells you that's true is lying to you. There is not a psychic out there that just automatically knows things, or that just automatically connects with your family. Now, I will tell you, when you first start really opening up, yes, they do come and you go out to people in public and it drives you crazy and they won't leave you alone. But over the years of doing it, you learn to protect that, because nobody can live their life that way. So you learn to separate it. You learn to direct the energy, all of those things. So that's why I don't just know things. Do I teach classes? That's funny you're asking that, Anne. That's one of the things I wanted to announce. Thank you for asking. Yes, I'm going to start teaching online classes for a very low fee, where you can register and join either live, or you can download and watch back, where you can learn everything from how to go from 0 to Zen, how to connect yourself, how to block negative energy, how the law of attraction actually is true, all those things. So I'm looking into different ways to do that. You got to remember, John and I are only two people. Two people run this entire business. So and he's got other stuff going on. So it's not like we have a family, it's not that easy. So sometimes you'll inquire and you'll be like, I texted John 4 days ago. I never heard anything. Well, maybe 200 other people did too. So he tries really hard to get back to everyone as fast as he can, for us only being two people. You look great. Hello from Topsail. Alice, I love Topsail. Thank you for saying I look great. I love Topsail Island. Love it. Honestly, I wish I could afford to live there. It's beautiful. Okay. I'm going to answer just a couple questions, guys, because people are probably here to do readings. I have a lot of readings here in Winchester, Virginia today, and it's back to back. So, So you guys like the classes. Okay, good. And I'm going to make them affordable. Look, I know mediums charge ridiculous amounts of money. I'm not even going to lie about it. I couldn't afford it. And here's why we do, though. I've said this before, but basically we can only handle so many readings a week, so many readings a month. There's 2 of us. So now I have to charge enough to make what my husband John and I would make at a normal, traditional, full-time job. Now he does have another job. Sometimes it's hard to explain, but anyway, so I have to charge enough so we're bringing in the income that would cover our taxes, our expenses, our living, just like you guys do with your husband or your spouse or your roommate. So because of that, if I do the math backwards, and I have to charge what I charge, and my readings range between $200 and $250 typically. Honestly, that's cheap. I don't know if you all have heard of Sylvia Brown, but her son does readings and charges like $800, and he puts a time on it, which I don't know how he does. We've talked about that at the beginning of this, why it's impossible to really time readings for real. But so because of that, I'm saying it's not a bad fee. I mean, you're talking to dead people. This is not an easy job. It takes a ton of our time. We travel every week almost, and we're away from our family, and so much goes into it. And I've said this a million times, and I don't want to keep rehashing it, but every time someone asks that question. So that's why psychics charge so much. I think a lot of times, hold on, is the first person here?
No.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. So I think a lot of times people see these psychics, I call them strip mall or fair or festival psychics, with the crystal ball or the tarot cards. You spend maybe $10-$20 and they tell you you're going to travel and you'll find love and there's this bad relationship and that's it. That's not a true psychic reading. They're not talking to your guides. They're not talking to anyone. So I think overall you kind of get what you pay for in this, and there's a handful of what I feel like are legitimate psychics and mediums that have this ability from birth, that have learned to use it and use it correctly and are honest and straight up. And I just don't think there's that many. And that's sad, because I think the bad way outweigh the good in this industry. And so because of that, that's why people think, oh, well, if psychics were real, nobody would be sick. And, all these things about psychics that just aren't true. It's not about the crystal ball and the haunted house, and it's not about, winning the lottery, and we don't know everything, guys. Not even close. God, I wish we did, but we don't. Well, maybe I don't, because I already see more than I want. But just in a nutshell, that's what I'm saying. And too much yapping going on. Okay, I'm explaining things people are asking, Jane. If you don't like that, you don't have to follow me. And that's another thing. I don't know. Sometimes I think people say things and I'm like, are they meaning that in a rude way, or am I mistaking it? Because I always tell people, nobody's forcing you to use my services the way the readings work for me. This is how they work for me. If you want a reading by a timer, or you want to pay less, or you want whatever, go somewhere else where you're comfortable. By all means, I have enough people that appreciate what I go through and how hard this is, and that this isn't, oh, I wish I could do that, and it's not all balloons and ponies. I appreciate the gift. I love it. I love helping people, and I'm here for you guys, but I'm here for the ones that appreciate it. I'm not here for the ones. There's a difference between skepticism and cynicism, and I've said that in all my videos, so that's the difference. So anyway, good morning, everyone. So I had a reading, and you were so vague. Okay, I'm not sure what kind of reading. I don't know who came through for you. Was it loved ones? I rarely hear vague in my readings, but I think it depends on what you expect. Sometimes people will do a reading and they think, for example, they might do a psychic reading and they think their guides are going to tell them, you have to take this job. They're not going to do that. They're called guides for a reason. They guide you. So instead, they may say, look, if you don't take this job, you end up not happy in the long run because maybe it's too many hours. They'll tell you why. And to me, that's pretty specific, because I don't know you from Adam, right? So, and they know this job is better because of this, and they'll guide you, but they won't tell you exactly what to do. And so I do have people that are used to these foo-foo psychics that are going to tell them stuff that I don't tell you, because that's just not real. So I always tell people, I will be as specific as they're being with me. Loved ones are amazingly specific. I get validation that I honestly feel, without tooting my own horn, you are not going to get at many other mediums, and that's the truth. So it just depends. Do you want the truth, or do you want someone that's going to fill it with a bunch of puffy stuff and stuff that's like about other dimensions that's not real, about the moon and the stars and all this crap? Because that's just not how I do it. Mel Krause, have you helped solve murder cases? Yes, many times. There's one, Malik Drummond, little boy in Searcy, Arkansas. You can look it up. He was missing, and I guess somehow the chief of police, or his daughter, I guess, or mother, it was his mother, got in touch with me through my page. She may even be watching. And I don't remember a lot, but I do remember, basically I told her exactly where his body was, who did it, the circumstances surrounding, and it all ended up months later to be true, and they found him. I don't know how much of that I can share. I'm assuming now that I guess his dad did it, and I knew that back then, but I guess he's already been prosecuted, and I can say that. So, coming out with the name Elsie, not likely, you were spot on. I think that says it's cut off. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Elsie's not a common name. And this isn't something I could have looked up, Hi from Virginia Beach, hi. So what I'm trying to say is I am who I am. Sometimes I would say, if I had to give you an honest percentage of people that are not happy with their readings, it's less than 1%. Thousands of readings. I'm proud of that. You can never please all the people all the time, right? And so sometimes people do these psychic readings, which seem to be more the ones they're not happy with if they're not happy. Meaning they don't care about their loved ones that are passed at the moment. For whatever reason, they need direction, when there's nothing wrong with that. Loved ones understand that, and I understand that. But sometimes they don't like the answers they hear. They don't get what they want. They'll ask me, what is the meaning of my life? You have to figure that out. There is no guy that's going to tell me, here's all your answers. It doesn't work that way. Do you see what I mean? So, and I am not one of these psychics that's just going to make a bunch of this stuff up to sound good, like you see on TV or you hear at these psychic fairs. It's just not who I am. So anyway, I feel like I'm going on and on about who I'm not and who I am, and all about me. And I know you guys want to know more about how the other side works and the dimensions. I think a lot of you could open up more than you do. That's what I think. And I think I would like to teach you and help you do that. I do mentoring one-on-one now, but I think I'm going to do classes where I can do a lot of you, charge way less, and hopefully you guys can learn to do some of it. I will tell you, it's going to be hard to talk to your own family. I can't even talk to my own family, which sucks, but that's just the way this ability works. I don't know many that can, but that's just kind of how it works. So as many of you know, John's always been more in the marketing and advertising business, and that's kind of where his, I guess, expertise lies. I used to do a little bit with that. Now, obviously, this just keeps getting busier and busier, and he's more doing this and not that. Things are going well. So I'm pretty far booked out at times. So if you're looking for a reading, just text him or call him. I would say read the reviews. There are videos. If you Google me, you will find it very hard to find a negative review. I can't control all of the internet. These are real people writing reviews. Facebook alone has thousands of people writing honest reviews on there. It's under visitor posts on my page, I think. You'll find them. I would say take your time, read the reviews. Some people ask me, isn't this evil? The Bible says that this is the devil in disguise. And I just want to touch on that really quick. It should be a whole video, but I'm just going to touch on it. I believe in God. I'm very spiritual. I believe in the universe and energy and karma and all of those things. I pray multiple times a day. I ask God to protect me with his white light. I do not believe that this is a sin. And the reason I don't believe that is because I don't believe, and I'm just going to say it, I don't believe everything that some people believe in their religion is true. For example, most of you know I have a son who's gay, my oldest son. I'm proud of him. I love him, not in spite of. I love him because of who he is. And that's just who I am. And I don't think an all-loving God that I believe in would criticize or deem him to hell because he loves men. I don't think it matters who he loves as long as it's about love. So it's sort of the same as far as my views on, is this evil? Am I really talking to the devil? So a lot of people don't doubt what I tell them. They're like, there's no way you would know that. You know, this is stuff that couldn't be researched, but you're not getting it from a good place. that's your opinion and you have a right to it. That's just not how I feel. I think it's a gift. Just like some people have a gift to sing, some people have a gift to operate and save lives. I have a gift to be able to connect with other dimensions. Some of that has been researched by scientists, and there is a part of the brain that I use that other people don't use, apparently. And so maybe you could do it too, to some degree. Part of it I think I'm born with. Just like everybody can sing, some are just better than others. That's the best way I can explain it. So in a nutshell, I've went over a lot of the stuff you guys have been asking in these questions. I have, been doing this for over 12, 15 years, I think. I don't even know at this point. It just keeps getting busier and busier, and it's to the point where it's definitely overtaken our lives a lot. We travel a lot, and we try to do the best we can to help you guys, and the phone readings are there too. So you know how to get a hold of me. I would say research. Don't jump on a medium, whether it's me or someone else. This is somebody that you may end up having a life-changing moment with, and I'm not exaggerating. If you read the reviews, that's what people say. So you need to find someone you're comfortable with, you trust, that seems honorable and honest, and make sure you're ready, because it's very emotional and there's a lot more to it. Preach. Thank you, Steph. Hi from Tennessee. Hi, Greg. I love when you guys tell me where you're from. I know there's people on here, on this page, from all over the country. I have now, I think, 22,000 of you just on Facebook. That doesn't count all the other social media. It means a lot to me. I've only worked from word of mouth, and it's to the point where this is kind of becoming its own thing. And I treat you guys like family. I remember some of you I don't, because I see so many and talk to so many people, but I don't love you any less, and I don't appreciate you any less. So just keep spreading the word, scheduling your phone readings, asking your questions, and I'll try to get more out about these training, however I'm going to do this stuff over the next couple months, as much as I can. Okay. Hi, Oklahoma. Wow, that's awesome. Lancaster, that's near me. Virginia, hi, Nancy. So Maine, all over the place. Thank you guys. I love you. I'm always here. You can message questions on my Facebook page. You'll probably get the autoresponder. It's set up just to give you John's number, because he answers most of the questions for me now at this point. But just keep watching. I try to go live at least once a week. I try to write blogs, join the newsletter so you get stuff there, and read those reviews, whether you just Google me or whether you read them on the page. I've been all over the place this morning. I'm on a time limit, you can tell. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you as soon as I can. Bye-bye.